Big-time stakes as we approach the end of the season. Goal positioning, playoff spots, all on the table, but only you find a way to win. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Clemson Tigers, taking on the winners of 5 straight, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Here we go. Do the show.
They'll try the run. Collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally...
He hurls one deep down the left side. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. A massive pickup on that one, and they're in business at the 21.
Remember back when I played for the Florida Gators, if you had 3,000 yards passing in a season, you might be an All-American. I know times have changed, but with that last completion, this guy's already over the 3,000-yard milestone this year.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Buys a little time. Fires downfield. Looking for the goal line. Goes out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they'll be set up in a great position here.
What a phenomenal individual effort to getting the catch, getting the foot down in bounds. He's now setting up his offense here for a potential touchdown on this very next play.
They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. They lost ground on first down, now second and goal from the 5. Might be calling a hot route. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And they talked about it this week with us. They talked about wanting to start this football game fast. Nothing like taking the opening possession, using your script to your advantage, and then getting closer and exerting your physicality, running the football in, off to a hot start for this offense.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Coming out with it, it's Brown. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Using his legs to buy some time. Open space at the 25. He'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that.
Man, that's why these quarterbacks are just so hard to defend. It's a pass play, he drops back, first down, got to play the whole field up, scrambles around, runs for a first down, new set of downs, new set of problems.
Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. They'll go to the ground. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. The offense changing the play. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. These teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
Absolutely center cut. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. And the fumble on that last drive could have been much worse, David.
They bailed him out. They held him to a field goal, so that's the good news. Now this offense has to get it going. Forget about the fumble, Jesse. Move on. Be positive.
And they're upset with themselves, too. They're an offense that pride themselves on ball security. Let's see what they do right here.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on 1st down. Might as well give it to him again. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. Now, guys, when you're talking about Clemson, by the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye in the college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going into this one. David, this might be a rematch in the conference championship game. We might get to see this matchup again.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have two teams playing so well at the top of their conference. You know this game matters. There's no sleepwalking into this game. You see the numbers at the top of the conference. It's you and it's them. Who's going to come out today?
Here comes Clemson with another 1st down. Looking for a gap. It's Davidson. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Guys, let's chat a little bit about Clemson. As most everyone knows by now, one of the top disruptors on defense in the country, 5-star defensive lineman, and they got him with a huge verbal commitment last week. What's that going to do for them?
I mean, the excitement level through the roof. Getting a guy like that you know is plug and play. I mean, big, strong, athletic, makes your defensive line formidable right away. The recruiting class, they just gained some serious momentum.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on 3rd down. To the ground to try to pick up the first. The 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
Offenses that are great on 3rd downs, what do? Most of the time, they keep it in manageable situations where they're not predictable, not just dropping back to pass. They do it here on 3rd and short. They convert. This offense has been so efficient on 3rd downs all throughout this season.
The Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Oh, they dial up on second, and a long way to go. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Grabbed behind the line. It's Hardy. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
And the Tigers come to the line on third and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. They'll go to the air on third and short. That's caught. It's Williams. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Caught. Runs through a tackle. Touchdown, Clemson! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. There have been miniseries, novels, movies, long-form plays that have been over in shorter period of time than that drive. That was a marathon.
And that's just so frustrating when you're a defensive guy, time and time again, trying to get the stops, and they just keep making the plays, and they punch it in for a touchdown. Demoralizing.
He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Leaves it with the running back. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup of 4.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Now the play fake. Fires to the right. And the pass is incomplete, and that wraps up the first quarter. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Dropping back, it's Russell. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. Looking for running room. He'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stops. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They march to the end zone the last time they had it, do it again, and they'll be on top. Breaks the tackle. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Let's take a second and talk about Clemson. I'm sure you guys saw what a get in recruiting. 4-star defensive lineman gave them a verbal commitment just last week.
Yeah, you can't get enough of these guys, man. And they're excited because you got to play so many defensive line. This is the guy that's going to come in, be in the rotation early and often.
And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
It's a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. 2 to the air on first down. Finds his man. It's Davidson. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Just keep giving him the easy catches until they do something to stop it.
Yeah, you're going to dictate to the defense. You're going to make the defense cover him up, and then obviously it leaves the middle of the field a little bit more wide open for receiver for a tight end. So QB keeps making the right decision, getting the ball to running back, and he's making plays.
Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Now, guys, when you're talking about Clemson, not sure if you guys saw this, but they had a big-time four-star running back give a verbal commitment last week. What's his transition going to be like, David?
First of all, everybody saw it. It's all over social media, right? The excitement of landing a guy of that caliber. And just, I mean, that creates excitement in the whole recruiting class in this next cycle.
Defense holds their ground. Pickup of a yard. It's at the 26. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on third down. Leaves it with the back. Fights off a defender.
Everybody on defense did such a good job on that play, leveraging the football and using the sideline to their advantage. They weren't letting him get north. They forced him east-west, got him out of bounds for a loss.
Clemson looking to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking left. And it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on fourth.
And those fourth down stops are so huge for momentum to turn the ball back to your offense. Great pass defense, seeing the ball, breaking on it, swatting it down so the receiver couldn't make a play. Nice job by this defense.
Catch in the middle, it's Young. Turning it on! He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Last completion got them a first down. Let's see what they do now. Back to pass, it's Russell. Forced out of the pocket. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Guys, let's chat about Alabama. Big moment in recruiting last week. Four-star defensive back gives a verbal commitment. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Obviously, the adjustment of speed is a big deal, but that's why you go get a four-star guy like this. I mean, he's got speed. You play so many DBs at one time. This is a position I feel like you can transition to college really well. The expectations for him are going to be high.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that first down.
But when you're throwing these comeback routes, man, the timing has got to be so good between the two of them because you know the ball is going to be in the air a long time. You can't throw it late. It's going to get picked. That time, really nice job getting it out early, and the receiver doing a nice job on his route so that the ball was right on him as soon as he turned around.
Makes the grab. It's Smith. Across the 25. He's got room. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
And that's the beauty of this offense and this playmaker at wide receiver. Throw the ball short, but what he does after the catch, he's just got so much speed, so dynamic with the football. And this is why they get it to him short, because he can take it to the house or make a big play on any reception.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there. So instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Got his man quickly. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Guys, let's chat a little bit about Clemson. Boy, did they have a big pickup in recruiting. Stud in the secondary. 5-star defensive back. Gives them a verbal. What a huge boost for this program.
This is enormous. Getting a guy in the...
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. They'll try to add another to their lead.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Dropping back, it's Russell. Finds the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if you can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Second down, they'll go to the air. Quarterback extends the play. Gets the first himself. Breaks into the open. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last possession, tried to force it in there through the interception. This possession, it's not there. Take off and scramble. Great job. You got enough athletic ability to do that. Big third down conversion by this offense.
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Wants to throw on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Here's the handoff. Only a couple there, and now staring at 3rd and 8.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Back to throw, it's Russell. On the move, he fires. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
You just wonder if the quarterback's trying to get it all back after throwing a pick the last time out. This time, that was not a good read. The defender was all over that throw. He should have intercepted that, but thanks to the drop, the offense stays on the field. This quarterback has got to take a breath, and he's got to settle himself down.
They punted away on 4th down. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Looking for room, it's Hardy. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. The Tigers racing to the line in a hurry-up. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Wants to go up top. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. the play fake, now to throw. He'll take the deep shot. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
So now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. He's not afraid to go deep. He caught it. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. The huge explosive play put them right on the doorstep, and now they've got to punch it in. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers.
But how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you could have offensively. And, David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
He'll bring it out. It's Young. He's brought down to the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Motion from the back. Looking for a man. It's Russell. Here's a heat. And the sack. All the way back at the 5. The defense calls the timeout. They're 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. He'll do it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Crimson Tide a long, long way from the line to gain here on 3rd down. He's going to throw it from his own end zone. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Looking to throw on 1st down. Under fire. And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the 2nd half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Brown. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Trying to set the tone with the run. Crosses the 30. Oh, he's got some space. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. He's now up to 71 yards rushing in this game, and what a steady, productive season he's had as he's closing in on 1,800 yards. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Looking for a huge play. And he's got it inside the 20. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. Huge play, puts them in the red zone, and now they'll snap it 1st and 10 from the 15. From the gun, running back on the move. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice lead in this one. And now back in the red zone again, they're looking to add to that.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Here comes the heat. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
It's so nice to be an offense on 2nd down in short yardage situations. Why? I can take shots. If I want to, I can just act like I'm going to run and try to get the 1st down, take a deep shot down the field. I can run the football. The whole playbook is open to my disposal.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are not cooperating. Just going to keep it after the snap. And this was just a low man wins battle right on the doorstep of the goal line, and the defense comes up with the stop. These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. They'll run it to the left, looking for the touchdown here. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. And the extra point sails through for a 28-10 lead.
And he's in for his 3rd rushing touchdown. You college fantasy football players, that is what you want to see. +6, +6, +6. Let's go.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here comes that Alabama offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Under fire. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
The give to the back. He'll be dragged down right at the 19-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the 1st half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the 2nd half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Clemson has their paws on it, they'll send out the offense. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it. Much better field position this time around. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Fires to the big fella. He gets it out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing.
He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Unloads to the wideout. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking to scramble. And some room to work. There he goes. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
Well, he does a really nice job buying time, and I love the awareness there, understanding no one's open downfield, knowing where the sticks are, and he's able to use his athleticism to get that first down.
They'll go with a direct snap. Makes a man miss. Got enough for the first down and wants more. He's piled up 97 yards rushing. He continues to impress as he leads the nation in rushing.
And it's runs like that, man, where he just shows you a little bit of everything that is the reason why he's in the Heisman race. Like, this dude leads the nation in rushing for a reason. They hand him the football a lot. They trust him, and he continues to deliver and make big play after big play. This dude is an absolute superstar.
Nice play by the defense, but now is a time they've got to be more consistent. They allowed this running back to go off in that first half, and moving forward now, they've got to try and take this running back away.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Power football with the run. He breaks the tackle. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at third and long.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession again. The offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. To the air, it's Russell. Might be looking to run. Throws to the tight end. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly. And that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half to throw any completions.
Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. So the first play of the drive starting here from the 45. Off the play fake on first down. Unleashes one. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make the play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Handoff to the lone back. Sweet cut there. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on third and short from the 49. Pulls and fires complete. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Gets his first one of the day away, and that matches his total from that victory last week. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Oh, they're after him. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Can't rest on your laurels as a quarterback. We know how much success he had last game, and he completed over 70% of his throws. This game, though, he's just a little bit off. At times, he looks like he's pressing. He hasn't been overly accurate, and that's the reason why he's completing somewhere around 50% of his passes.
That's reeled in. It's Horton. And they'll drag him down. That's likely the last play of the third quarter. We've reached a break. Clemson has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. So we open the final period with a third down play. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll run for it on third and short. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36.
It was so important this offense was able to find a way to get in the rhythm, and the running game is now helping that. 2 straight punts on their previous 2 drives. This drive, though, they're having a little bit more success.
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And this defense came to play. They know about the high-profile QB. They rose to the challenge and dominated the competition today. They took care of business, and they made no doubt about who's the better football team.
Quarterback floating away from pressure. Throwing on the run. Makes the grab on the right. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Makes the grab at the 10. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening first and goal from the 9.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown time!
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And with the extra point, they're now down 31-17. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. After giving up that last touchdown. They've still got the lead, but now feeling a little bit of pressure to answer with one of their own, David.
And it gets a little...
Lofts one high and deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, that one falls incomplete. That hasn't happened a whole lot today, though. This dude has been lighting this defense up with his speed. He showed great hands. Just weren't able to come down with that one.
Quickly complete. Oh, spins away. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they've kick-started this drive with that one.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Wants to go up top on first down. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Love the coverage on the back end. The defenders staying right by the receiver, the intended target. As a result, that ball's incomplete.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Leaves it with the back. Found a little space, and he's got forward to the 35.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
Well, I tell you, man, this guy's been putting on a show all game long. We've seen his decision-making. We've seen his athleticism. Because of him, they've got this huge lead in the fourth quarter. So why stop throwing it? Just keep it going when the going's good.
Pulls it in. It's Hardy. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
Here comes Clemson with another first down. To the air on first down. Throwing right. Zips it out to his man. And what a throw to get it in there, and they've got it in business in the red zone at the 13. He's been so locked in, it seems like any pass called is a guaranteed chunk play.
Yeah, and winning late like this in the ball game, keep trusting him, keep spinning. You know why? Because stats matter late in the game. You want some postseason awards? Keep chucking it, keep getting those stats.
The Tigers started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Looking downfield on first down. Tight end finds a soft spot. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stopped.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Clemson. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Young. I know he thinks he can house every returner, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Dropping back, it's Russell. Has to uncork this one off his back foot. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. You got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
Intercepted for the 11th time this season. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Clemson. The lead grows, and you can sense they know how important wins are this late here in Week 11.
You really got to be impressed with the defense here late in the game, still firing off the ball and still making plays. What a great job, not just picking it off, but taking it all the way back to the house. That pads their lead, and that should do it. You think that should do it now to get the win.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Finds his tight end. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Across midfield and out of bounds at the 49, a big pickup there. That one's sort of like a shooter in basketball, just needing to see one go through the net, isn't it, David? Just get a completion to your guy and pick up some yardage.
Build some confidence, because your confidence throwing the ball over the middle of the field and in tight windows, probably not at an all-time high, but check it down, make something positive happen. The running back does his job, so maybe this sparks a little something in the quarterback's head where he can feel a little bit more confident and bounce back from these early mistakes.
Knocked down at the 25-yard line, picked up 10 there, and gets a first down. Alabama quickly back to the line.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Looking for a man, it's Russell. A strike downfield. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
A first down run on the doorstep. And it takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Alabama!
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's shown it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Paul. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
Backed up now, here's second and long. The give, and tick, 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 tick. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. The play action fake. Slings it downfield. Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be fourth down. Clemson will send the punt team out. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. He wants to change this route. The give to the tailback. He gets nothing, and they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point you're going to have to change your thought process.
I think at this point of the game now in the second half, down by as many points as they are, it's going to be really hard for the offense to sprinkle in the run. They tried it there. It didn't work. I think you got to be thinking about the passing game now and start trying to identify playmakers out on the perimeter of the field that can get you back in this game.
Rush is on him. Just a hair too much on it from this big-arm sophomore quarterback.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show.
He lets it fly. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it. And this one is just about in the books. The defense can stop the clock one more time as the offense takes a knee.